Hi, so I didn't get a chance to record during class today, so I'm going to do a real quick review here after school in case you missed anything from today's lesson. Okay, we are working on parent functions. This is section 1.1 in the Algebra 2 book. So these three parent functions are the main ones that you need to make sure that you know. I was calling them the OG functions, original gangster functions. And every function from now on, we're going to always compare them to these parent functions. So let's look at this first one that we covered. The parent function for an absolute value looks like such. So quick sketch here. Okay, and if you remember, I told you to look at this function f of x as a bunch of clues. And you're going to read it from left to right. So start here. Left to right, the first number is this 2. This 2 is saying that it is a vertical stretch by a factor of 2. Now this number is actually would be considered an A. And the clue for this one is if A is greater than 1, it's a stretch. If A is in between 0 and 1, it's a fraction, then it is a shrink. And if you noticed from the original parent function here, and the parent function is y equals the absolute value of x squared, of x, this 2 here is telling it to stretch, which means it gets skinnier. Okay, great. The next number here is here on the outside, this 1. This one is saying that it is a vertical translation 1 unit up. So if you noticed, here was where the vertex was for the original. It went 1 unit up, and that's what that one means. The second example here. So our parent function here is a parabola. It looks like x squared. I'm just going to draw a really quick sketch here. It should look something like this. So that's supposed to be a U, sorry. All right, so going from left to right, let me write down this a little bit bigger. G of x is equal to 1/4 x minus 3 quantity squared. All right, left to right, first number you see here is this 1/4. This 1/4 is telling you that it is a vertical shrink, because it is less than 1, by a factor of 1/4. Very good. This 3 here is telling you, and if you remember in class, I had highlighted this. And I asked you in class, what number do I need in here to make 0? So knowing that I need a 3 there, a positive 3, this is a horizontal translation. And remember, it's horizontal, and I said in class because it's on the inside, which is like the inside of a house. A house starts with an H. It's a horizontal translation, 3 units. And since I needed a positive 3 here to make this 0, it's 3 units to the right. Now, so now we're looking at it. Was it a shrink? Did it get wider? Yes, it did. Did it move from its vertex here to the right 3? Yes, it did. Good job. What we're going to do is this one, g of x equals negative absolute value x plus 5 absolute value minus 3. It says to use a graphing calculator, and I quickly showed you that in class. You can use an online app, but I really just wanted you to sketch it once you knew the basics. So the parent function is y equals absolute value of x, which looks like a v. That's the parent. Okay, so moving left to right, let's look at this transformation. The first thing I see is this negative. So this negative tells me it is a reflection. a reflection over the x-axis, which means that it's going to be flipping down like that. All right, the next thing I see is this right here. Oh, it's on the inside, like a house, H, horizontal. Good. It's going to be a horizontal translation. 5 units. Now let's think about this. If it's going to be to the left or to the right, I need what number to make this 0? I need a -5. So it's going to be 5 units to the left. There you go. The last one we see is this -3. It's on the outside of the whole equation. So it's going to be a vertical translation. 3 units down. Okay, so let's think about this. A reflection faces this way. Horizontal 5 units to the left, it's going to move over here. 3 units down, it's going to move over here. So it's going to look something like that. And you could check it on a calculator app to make sure it's right.